Good morning. Today we will discuss some basic concepts regarding income from house property. So we are already discussed what is meant by income from house property as per section 22. Now we would like to discuss some important terminology which is used in income from house property. First one, that is standard rent. Standard rent means is the rent fixed under Rent Control Act. If the standard rent has been fixed for any property under Rent Control Act, the owner cannot be expected to get a rent higher than the standard rent fixed under the Rent Control Act. Clear? In big cities or towns, maximum rent has been fixed by the government under the Rent Control Act. If the property is situated where standard rent is fixed and standard rent is the maximum rent which a person can legally recover from a tenant, that is the rule. Clear? Whatever may be the rent, it does not be higher than the standard rent. So standard rent is the maximum possible rent determined by the government to levy. Okay. Then another one, that is expected rental value. All these are technical terms. Please listen. Expected rent is the notional rent or a reasonable rent. It is the higher value among the municipal value and fair rent, subject to the maximum of standard rent. It does not exceed the standard rent, that is the maximum of standard rent, subject to the maximum of standard rent. It is a notional rent or a reasonable rent. Okay. It is the higher value among, after comparing municipal value. So we have to compare municipal value and fair rental value, and which one is the highest one, that is expected rental value. That is the logic. How to calculate expected rental value is the question. So we have to compare municipal value and fair rent. Which one is highest? That is called expected rental value. The next, actual rent. It is the amount of rent received by the owner from the tenant in relation to house property. It's very simple. Actual amount received as a rent. That is called actual rent. The next, municipal valuation. We are already discussed here. It is the highest value, municipal value here. So what is the municipal value? We will discuss fair rent also. Okay, municipal value means the value as determined by the municipal authorities. Okay, municipal authorities means local authority or corporation or municipality, whatever may be, a levy for levying municipal tax on house property. Okay, for levying municipal tax on house property. Municipal authority normally charges house tax or municipal tax on the basis of annual letting value of such a house property. Okay, municipal valuation is the value of house property determined by the local authority to impose, to levy municipal tax on the property. That's called municipal value. The next, fair rental value. Fair rental value refers to the rent charged on similar type of property located in the same locality. That means fair rental value is estimated to find out the expected rent or reasonable rent. Or it is the value, that is rent received or receivable for a similarly situated property of the same locality. Rent received or receivable for a similarly situated property of the same locality. That's called fair rental value. The next one, unrealized rent. It is a rent which is not realized. That's called unrealized. Due to some reasons, we are discussing all these things. Unrealized rent can be deducted from the annual rent if the owner could not realize the rent even after making genuine steps to recover the amount. Unrealized rent means the rent which is not realized as cash due to some reasons. The only condition is that the owner should take some necessary or genuine step to recover the amount. What are the conditions we will discuss here? What are the conditions? in certain situations amount which cannot be realized. So what are all the situation? First situation, that is tenancy should be bona fide. That means tenancy should be genuine. Okay, no fake tenancy. The next, defaulting tenant has vacated the building or adequate steps have been taken to compel him to vacate the property. That is, defaulting tenant is to not occupying any property other than not occupying any other property of the house. That means defaulting tenant is not occupying any other property. Then tenancy has vacated. That means that defaulting tenant or the failure tenant has vacated the building or adequate steps have been taken to compel him to vacate. Is another situation. Then the last situation, that is assessee has taken sufficient steps to legally proceed against the defaulting tenant to recover the amount, okay, which could not be realized. Okay, these are all the important situations which when these situations are satisfied, such amount which is not realized as a rent is called it as unrealized rent. One more rent we have, that is arrears of rent, is another technical term. It's a separate heading, arrears of rent. Arrears of rent means any amount which is due in past and which is realized as lump sum. For example, January, February, March, 3-month rent is due and it is received on April. So this is called arrears of rent. The next one, that is GAV, gross annual value, is the annual value which is computed, which is calculated as per the provision of income from house property section 22 to 27, but before deducting section 24. That is called gross annual value. Gross annual value is the annual value which is calculated as per the provisions of the income tax, but before deducting deductions under section 24. Okay. The next, NAV, net annual value. NAV means net annual value, is the annual value of the house property after all deduction. That is called net annual value. Then one more thing that we have, municipal tax is a deduction that can be claimed. Municipal tax means any tax which is imposed by local authority or municipal authority on property, which is called municipal tax, that can be deducted from gross annual value. These are all the important concepts which is particularly we will discuss while we are discussing this income from house property. Then my humble request, gross annual value is the that can be computed. How to compute gross net annual value? How to compute net annual value? Net annual value means gross annual value minus deduction under section 22, 23. 23 means unrealized rent and municipal tax. The net result is called NAV. Net result is called NAV. Okay. So that's all about our today's discussion. By these words, let us conclude here. Okay. Thank you.